NXT is over. Let's go over it. The show kicked off with Zarya and Soruka, who had a promo. Now, I did not watch this segment because I was playing Minecraft with my girlfriend and I forgot NXT existed, and then I realized it was 7:30 and I was like, "Oh, right." So, I do not know everything that happened in this segment, but I think I have a brief understanding. I love the emotion that Soruka was putting into this promo. It really is helping the feud, making it feel more emotional. Zarya ended the promo with the line, "You aren't the villain in my story, you are the mistake." Which, that's a pretty cold line. And during this promo, there was some moments where Soruka was getting booed and Zarya was getting the cheers, which I think is actually pretty interesting. I can't wait to see the rest of this story unfold. Next, we had a match between Thea Hale and Kalani Jordan. There's really not much to talk about with this one. It ended up being won by Kalani Jordan. The only notable thing I really have to say about this match is Thea Hale has a new hairstyle with red and black highlights, which I think looks pretty cool. But that's about it. Just want to comment on this real quick. I am really loving this pairing of Shiloh Hill and Tatum Paxley. They're both crazy and they fit perfectly together. I am loving their segments. I love when Shiloh Hill destroyed all the cars last week, taking all the tires off. These two are funny together. Next, we had a match, a gauntlet turmoil match, I believe. And the winner would go on to face Miles Bourne for the NXT North American Championship. This picture looks really wrong. It was a good match, but when we didn't know who one of the competitors was going to be, and when it was time for number 5 to come out, Candice LeRae came out and basically said, "Johnny Wrestling is back," and Johnny Gargano came out. There was this really funny spot during an ad break, I believe, where he was just getting pushed around like ping ponged through the ring and he was rolling. It was really funny. Everything Johnny Gargano here was really funny. She finally got him to stand up on the apron. He got punched, knocked down, and planked there for like a good 10 minutes or something. Shiloh Hill had a really good performance with like 3 eliminations, and Johnny Gargano ended up winning because Birthright destroyed Shiloh Hill, and then Johnny Gargano got pushed into the cover, planking on top of him, and ended up winning, and he will go on to face Miles Bourne at NXT Stand and Deliver for the North American Championship. This is hilarious. I'm really hoping that this storyline actually goes somewhere. Maybe we get the revival of Johnny Wrestling. Maybe he stays down in NXT for a bit. Who knows? I don't know. But this was really funny. I really liked this. Next, we had the main event match between Tony D'Angelo and Ricky Saints. A good match overall. Ended in a DQ via Ethan Page just attacking Tony D'Angelo blatantly in the middle of the match. Ricky Saints and Ethan Page were like about to kill Tony D'Angelo or something. And then Joe Hendry came out and made the save, attacking both Ricky Saints and Ethan Page. And after he took out them, he went and took care of Tony D'Angelo, hitting a standing ovation to Tony D'Angelo. I'm really liking this storyline between Ricky Saints and Ethan Page, both wanting to become a 2-time NXT champion. Two phenomenal wrestlers who had a phenomenal feud already, and if they have another one, I expect it to be even better. These two are very funny together, very funny on their own, and I just can't wait for the split up. They were both holding the title at the end of the match. Obviously, rising tensions there, and we ended up getting this match confirmed for NXT Stand and Deliver. Joe Hendry versus Ethan Page versus Ricky Saints versus Tony D'Angelo for the NXT Championship. And we are just about a week and a half away from NXT Stand and Deliver in St. Louis. The card actually shaped up to be pretty nice, especially assuming that, Soruka versus Zarya gets added. I think that also will really help the card. But I can't wait for this match. They can put on a banger of a match. It could be just amazing, especially with fatal four-way rules. It might be just like a car crash of a match, which I think would be really fun. I think like all three of them, maybe especially since they're heels, they could all go after Joe Hendry. Uh, I think there's a good case to be made for basically any of these people to win. However, I think maybe Tony D'Angelo's going to win. Joe Hendry's ready for the main roster. So are Ethan Page and Ricky Saints, obviously. But NXT kind of needs them right now. I don't know. There's lots of different ways they could go with this, and I like that. I like that it's unpredictable. I think there's a strong case for any of these gentlemen to win. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this episode of NXT. Like and subscribe if you guys want. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.